Today we will start a new topic, which is transients with RL and RC circuits. Acha, before that, so far we have considered only voltage source, current source and resistance in a circuit. Today we will start discussing about two more new elements, which are capacitors and inductors. So let us just briefly recall that if we have a resistor with the resistance R, and if the current through the resistance is I from left to right, then the voltage across the resistor will be I multiplied by R. That will be the voltage, and in this case left side will be at a higher potential compared to the right side. Okay, so this we already know. Now today we will also talk about an inductor. Okay, suppose we have an inductor with the inductance L, and suppose the current is I in the direction from left to right. Now if this current is constant, then there will be no voltage or potential difference across the inductor. However, if this current is a function of time, it, then there will be a voltage across the inductor whose value is given as V equal to L di dt.
Upon dt.
Okay, let me ask, if I say the voltage is L di dt, then which side is at higher potential, left side or right
Left
side?
side.
Left side.
Left side, sir.
Very
Left
good,
side.
excellent. Okay, so left side is at higher potential compared to the right side. Okay.
Sir, how do we see that?
How do we say that? That comes from Lenge's law. Okay, so
Sir, minus LDIB or
Minus
LDIB?
LDI.
let me finish. You can say it also in this way, that if this is your inductor with the inductance L, current is from left to right, IT, then you can say that the voltage is equal to minus L di dt, provided you write this way: right side positive, left side negative. This is also equally valid. Same thing. Okay. So, acha. So what does this mean? It means that if current I, which is flowing from left to right, is increasing in magnitude, is increasing, okay, that means the magnitude is increasing, then left side
is
will
positive.
be left side will be at higher potential, is at higher potential. Okay, you can also say, okay, if the current is flowing from left to right, but the magnitude is decreasing, then the right side will be at higher potential. Right side at higher potential.
Because
Pardon?
sir, if di by dt is positive, so I is increasing.
If L in this circuit, if L di dt is positive,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
kindly keep yourself muted. Okay, yeah. So if L di, so you see this thing, if I is increasing, then di dt is positive, and that means left side positive, right side negative. But if I is decreasing, then di dt is negative, which will make the value of this voltage negative, which means the voltage is actually in the direction opposite to my sign convention. So in that case, right side will be positive. Okay, and this comes directly from Lentz's law or Faraday's second law. Okay. Acha. Yeah. Next, let us talk about an capacitor. Okay, suppose we have a capacitor, and suppose the two plates have charge plus q and minus q respectively. Okay, then and if the capacitance is C, then the voltage across this will be V equal to Q by C. This is positive, right side negative. Which, for this voltage, which side is at higher potential? Left side. Excellent. Excellent. Left side is at higher potential.
Left side.
Okay. Now,
Left side.
if I say, suppose the current here is I flowing from left to right, which may be a function of time, okay, then if this current I is positive in the direction from left to right, that means what? The charge in the left plate will keep increasing and the charge in the right plate will keep decreasing, which means this voltage will increase. Okay, so from this we can write by taking a first derivative, dv dt will be equal to 1 over C, and dq dt, which is nothing but the current I. Okay, current is flowing from left to right, and the voltage is considered to have positive end towards the left, negative end towards the right. Under this sign convention, then we can write that I is equal to C dV dt. Okay, so please note all these sign conventions and corresponding equations. Okay, also for the inductor.
Sir, I have a doubt in the capacitor.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, for the capacitor, if we are suppose taking according to sign convention, we are going from left to right, but the current is flowing from right to left. So the voltage drop will be minus Q by C in that case, or will it be plus Q by C itself?
So if I is from right to left, and that means right side will accumulate positive charge, left side will accumulate negative charge. That means voltage V will increase. The voltage of right side will increase and left side will decrease. But here I have considered the voltage to have positive end towards the right, towards the left. Therefore, that means V will decrease. Okay, which actually means that the potential of right side increases relative to left side, of course.
But the polarity remains same.
The value of V may remain same. The polarity of V may remain same, but okay, you may say that suppose initially the voltage was 10 volt, left side positive, right side negative, and if current is coming from right to left, then after some time it may become 5 volt, left side positive, right side negative. Okay, maybe after some time it will become 0 volt, and after some time it will become 5 volt, right side positive, left side negative, like that, if current is coming from right to left. Okay, so gradually right side will have a higher potential compared to the left side. you can also say in this way, if in this diagram, in this original diagram, I is coming from right to left, that means the value of this current I is negative, then in this equation, right side dV dt should also be negative, that means the magnitude of V should decrease. Okay. Okay, so please never get confused about this sign conventions and directions. Okay, okay. Next, let us see what happens if we have a circuit.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, can you please explain the inductor part again?
Yes, sir.
The sign convention of inductor.
The sign convention, I mean, it's not just a convention, it's a fact. It's a fact of nature that in this inductor, if current is coming from, current is considered to be coming from left to right, and say its magnitude is increasing, okay, then the left side will have a higher potential compared to the right side. Okay. Is that fine, or did I answer your question?
Yes, sir, yes.
Sir, if inductor sir, it's saying that inductor opposes the change in current.
Inductor opposes the change of current. Yes, that's Lentz's law, right?
If I is increasing from left to right,
from
Mhm.
opposite direction.
Okay, so I got your question. So your question is how the inductor is opposing the change of current in this case. Okay, suppose this current is, say, increasing from 5 ampere to 10 ampere at some time, at some point of time. Okay, acha. Then I said the left side will have higher potential compared to the right side. Okay, and suppose this is happening, so increasing from 5 ampere to 10 ampere, say in 2 seconds. Okay, and suppose L is equal to say 1 Henry, then the voltage will be 1 multiplied by 10 minus 5 by 2 volt. Left side positive, right side negative. So this is 2.5 volt. Now how is it opposing the change of current? Now you think of this inductor as a source of EMF or a battery, kind of battery. Now let me put this in a box. And you assume that this is like a battery for which left side is positive, right side is negative. And of course, there should be a closed circuit, otherwise how the current is flowing. So there is a closed circuit. Okay, there may be some sources or something which we are not drawing, but there is a closed path definitely, otherwise how the current is flowing. Now this green battery has left side positive, right side negative. So in which direction this battery will try to drive the current in the external circuit? Clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction?
anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise direction. Excellent. So this is the direction in which this battery, actually the inductor, will try to drive the current. Okay, so this is the tendency of the inductor to drive the current here from right to left, but originally we saw the current is increasing from left to right. So you see, this is opposing the increase of current. It is trying to stop the increase of current, because current was increasing from left to right, and this inductor is trying to drive the current from right to left at this point. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
That happens in case of a battery, so it's inductor. Current must flow from high voltage to low voltage, no sir.
Your question is actually not precise. Please repeat.
Sir, in a battery, what you said will happen exactly, but here it's not a battery and current tends to flow from high voltage to low voltage, no sir.
No, that's
I think
that's a
he's
wrong
probably saying that why
concept.
current would not flow through the inductor from plus to minus.
Firstly, this is a wrong statement to say that current flows always from plus to minus I mean higher to lower potential. This is completely I mean it's a misguided statement, higher to lower. It's not right. Okay. This is not at all right. Current only in a resistance flows from higher to lower potential. It is not true in general. For example, if we have a battery and say if we have a battery and a resistance, then this side is always at higher potential compared to the lower side. Through the resistance, current will flow from higher to lower potential, but inside the battery, it flows from lower to higher potential. So we can never make a generalized statement like this that current always flow from higher to lower potential. It is not true. It is true only for resistance. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So, but maybe often when we are not very I mean precise, we make such loose statements, but we all do I mean sometimes, but this is we should be very careful about. Okay.
Sir, so that means that the inductor will have a tendency to make the current go from go in the opposite direction, but the whatever the source is there outside the circuit,
Yes.
the bigger source, that will always drive the current from 5 ampere to 10 amperes in the inductor.
You can say that if that is not so, if the current is not increasing from left to right, then actually there won't be any EMF across the inductor at all. Okay, so whenever we know that there is an EMF across the inductor, that means yes, the current is definitely increasing. And of course, as you said, that is happening due to whatever outside source we have, which we haven't drawn here. You are right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, if current was decreasing, then
Yes.
the voltage will be opposite.
If the current, so okay, let's now take this other case. Copy, paste. Suppose the current is decreasing and from 10 to 5, okay, but it is still flowing from left to right. It is decreasing from 10 ampere to 5 ampere, but it is flowing from left to right. Okay, in that case, here it will become 5 minus 10. So that means this will be minus 2.5 volt if I consider left side to be positive, which will actually mean that actually right side will be higher at a higher potential compared to the left side. And then this green battery, basically the inductor, will try to drive the current in which direction?
Clockwise.
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 Okay, so if so, so then you see this green current is assisting the black current or original current, which was decreasing or falling down. So that means this inductor will now try to assist the original current or try to stop the decrease of the current. But anyway, current
Yes, sir.
is still
Understood.
decreasing. Yeah. Okay, so let me proceed. So now I will take some small circuits like this battery, and let there be a resistance, coil, inductor, Okay, and let there be a switch. This battery has an EMF of E, inductor has an inductance L, and the resistance is R. Now we will ask what happens if this switch is closed at some point of time. So without loss of any generality, let me call the time when the switch is closed as time 0. That moment I am calling as time 0. Okay. Now before the switch was closed, here through the resistor and inductor current was 0 because the circuit was not closed. But after the switch is closed, then there may be some current, and the current may also change as a function of time, IT. Okay. So we definitely know that IT is equal to 0 before t less than 0. Okay. Now the question that we will ask that how IT changes for time greater than equal to 0. That means after this switch is closed, how this current will build up. Okay.
Exponentially.
Yes, you are right, exponentially. But let us prove that. Okay, so after the switch is closed, after this is closed, connected, then we can write KVL equation in this loop. Okay, let me start from this point and let me go from A to B to C to D. Okay, then from A to B we have a voltage rise of E volt. Okay, then from B to C there will be a voltage drop. Yeah, there will be a voltage drop from left to right whose value is I multiplied by R. Okay, so then a voltage drop of I multiplied by R. And then what happens across the inductor? Across the inductor we will have a voltage whose value will be L multiplied by di dt. And which side positive, which side negative? Upper side positive. Okay, so you have to follow this convention.
Upper part positive.
Yes,
Like C
you
side
are
positive, D
absolutely
negative.
right. So upper side positive, lower side negative.
Lower side negative.
Okay, so then
Yes, sir.
going from
I is
C,
increasing.
we don't know whether it's increasing or decreasing.
It's di by dt. It
Okay,
will be
so
solved.
yeah, so we are writing it's di by dt. If di by dt is positive, then upper side positive.
It's
Yeah, so we still
Yes,
don't
sir.
know at this moment. Acha. Okay, so
So
going from
obviously it will increase the switches.
yeah, from our intuition we can say that, but we will prove that. Okay, so from C to D there is another voltage drop of L
Minus
di
L di by dt.
dt, and this total should be equal to 0 according to KVL.
0.
Okay.
Okay, so from this now we can write by rearranging this di dt then plus R by L multiplied by I is equal to E
By
by L.
L.
Thank you, thanks a lot. Yeah. Okay, so you see this is a differential equation which you have studied in school probably, and most probably. So we can solve this equation and then we will get the current I as a function of time. So I will tell you how to solve this kind of equation for recapitulation.
R by L we have to
You are,
multiply.
yes, you are absolutely right. So
Linear
let me,
differential equation.
Linear
Yes, sir.
differential.
you are
equation.
absolutely right. So let me call this term as A and this term as B. Okay, then we have a equation of the form di dt plus ai. This I is a function of time, but I'm not writing it always. Okay, but it's of course a function of time. and right side is B. Now the trick to solve such a differential equation is to multiply both the sides with e to the power at. Why a? Because this factor is a here. Okay. So if you multiply, then you will get e to the power at di dt plus a e to the power at multiplied by I is equal to b e to the power at. Now you can write the left side as ddt of I, or let me write in this way, e to the power at into I. Okay, you check whether the left side is equal to this or not. Okay, you take the consider the product rule of differentiation. Okay, so then you will get these two terms. You check it. Okay, and if you have any doubt, please ask. Right side will be b to the power 80. Now we can integrate both the sides. So we will get e to the power 80 into I. If you integrate, or let me write one more steps. Okay, so let me integrate both the sides, and then we will get a constant of integration. Okay, and then this integration differentiation cancels. We have e to the power 80 into I, and the right side will be b constant, then e to the power 80 by a, okay, plus k. From this, what do we get? I equal to b by a. This e to the power 80 will get cancelled, and we have k e to the power minus 80. Okay, so this is how we can solve this differential equation. And now let me put back these values of a and b. A is r by l and b is e by l. So then this will become e by l by r by l plus k e to the power minus a is r by l t. Okay, so this is equal to e by r plus k e to the power minus r t by l. Now this is not yet complete because we do not know the value of the k yet. How can we get the value of k? For that we need excellent initial conditions. Achha. What can we say about this circuit at the moment when this switch is just closed? Can this current be anything other than 0 immediately after this switch is closed?
No.
No.
Current is zero now.
Current can, yes, you are absolutely right. So at say t equal to 0 plus, or at 0, I mean just at the moment when the switch is closed, this current IT must be equal to 0. Why is that so? If not, what will be the problem? Okay, suppose if I draw a graph, time versus this current I, so I definitely know
the
that
graph will be non-differentiable. Or there
yes,
will be
right.
an abrupt change in
Yes,
current.
you are absolutely right. So before time 0, current was 0, okay, because this switch was open. And if the current is not 0 immediately after the switch is closed, suppose there is an abrupt change, okay, then at this point L di dt here will become infinite. Okay, if there is an abrupt change in the value of the current, then this voltage across the inductor will be infinite. However, you see the voltage across the battery and the resistance is always finite, so KVL will not be satisfied. If you add the three voltages, two voltages are finite, but the inductor voltage is infinite, they will not add up to 0. So then we will have KVL violation. Okay, so that means the current through the inductor must be equal to 0 immediately after the switch is closed. So we can write I 0 or 0 plus is equal to 0. Okay, if so, now from here I can write that I 0 is equal to 0, and this should be equal to this right side, which is E by R plus K e to the power minus R. In place of T I am putting 0. Okay, so right side will become E by R plus K, which means K is equal to minus E by R. Excellent. So now if I put the value of K in this equation, I will get the current I to be equal to E by R minus E by R e to the power minus R T by L. You can also write it as E by R common 1 minus e to the power minus R T by L. Okay, so that's how the current will change as a function of time after the switch is closed.
Sir, can you explain again why there will be a violation of KVL?
Why there will be a violation of KVL? Achha. Suppose the current at this moment just after the switch is closed is non-zero, something other than 0. Then at this point, how much will be di dt? Will be infinite, because the change is occurring in 0 time. Okay, so di, change in current is finite, but change of time is 0. That means the denominator is 0 here, so di dt will be infinite. Now if this voltage across the inductor is infinite, but the voltage across the battery voltage source and the resistance, they are finite, then can the three quantities add up to 0? E is finite,
No, sir.
IR is finite, but LDIDT is infinite, so they cannot add up to 0. So then we will have a violation
Okay,
of KVL.
Violation.
Okay. Achha. Now, okay, next thing we can ask is what about the voltage across the inductor? How is this changing? Okay, so that we anyway know this the voltage here is given by L multiplied by di dt. So this is equal to L multiplied by di dt, and now we know how I changes with time, so we can write L multiplied by d dt of this quantity E by R constant 1 minus e to the power minus R T by L. If you do the differentiation, what will you get? L E by R, and then minus another minus R by L, that will become R by L e to the power minus R T by L. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is e to the power minus RT by L. So this is how the voltage across the inductor changes with time. Okay, achha. Now let us visualize this by drawing some graph. Okay, so let me draw a graph. X-axis is time and suppose I plot the voltage as a function of time. So how will this look like? At time equal to 0, exponentially
It will
decaying,
exponentially decrease.
and at time equal to 0 the value is E. Okay, so it starts from E and then it will gradually go down towards 0 asymptotically. Okay, so at time equal to infinity it will be 0. Okay, so this is V equal to E to the power minus RT by L. Now suppose I also plot how the current changes as a function of time. So here is the expression for current. So how will that look like if you plot? So at time 0, how much is the current?
0.
0. And at time equal to infinity, this current will be
E by R.
E by R. Excellent. So the current will change something like this. At so this is I equal to E by R, then 1 minus e to the power minus R by L t. Okay, so at a very large value of time, this will become E by R.
Sir, Imax will be less than E, no?
Pardon?
Less than E, the value of maximum current.
No,
Because
that depends
E
on
by
R. R may be a fraction, right? R may be a fraction, say half ohm.
Directly, what it is.
Okay, so it may be higher. I mean basically these two are different quantities. One is in volt, another is in ampere. Better, I probably should have drawn them on separate graphs. But anyway, okay. Achha, now let's talk about the power and energy. For an inductor. Okay, so suppose we have an inductor and suppose the current is IT from top to bottom, then the voltage across this will be L di dt at any point of time, top side positive, bottom side negative. Okay, now therefore power absorbed into the inductor or power input in inductor, in power input to inductor at any moment will be product of voltage and current, right? So L di dt multiplied by IT, this is the power. Okay, now suppose when there is no current in the inductor, there is no magnetic field also created by the inductor. But when there is some current flowing through the inductor, a magnetic field will be created, and we say some energy is stored in the magnetic field of the inductor. Why is that so? You can think in this way that if I have an inductor, say, and suppose a current is flowing, okay, it's creating a magnetic field, and suppose I have a block of iron somewhere on ground, okay, then when this current is started, it can attract this block of this iron and pull it up, so it can do some work. Okay, so that's an indication that when there is a current and the magnetic field is created by the inductor, then it gains some electromagnetic energy, or okay, yeah. So now when there is no current, we can say then it has no energy or zero energy.
Sir?
Yes. Yes.
Can you please explain that magnetic property part again?
Yeah, so you see that if I have just a coil and no current is flowing, and beside it suppose I have a block of iron, okay, then nothing will happen. Okay, but you see when we pass some current through this coil, it will create some magnetic field, and that it will act like an electromagnet. Basically it's an electromagnet, and that electromagnet now can pull up this block of this iron from ground. So then that means it is now able to do some work. Okay, and how can it do some work? Only if it has some energy. Okay, so whenever we have some current flowing through a coil, we say that it gains some energy, electromagnetic energy. Okay, and if there is no current, we say there is no electromagnetic energy, or we consider that to be the zero energy state. Okay,
Sir, current has to be variable, right? Or
current need not be variable to get this inductor have some energy. Current may be constant, then also
Okay,
the
sir.
inductor will have some energy.
Sir, if current
Okay,
is
sir,
constant, then di by dt will be equal to 0.
If the current is constant, then di by dt is 0, no voltage will appear across the inductor, but the magnetic field will still be there. It will still act as an electromagnet, and it will still have the ability to pull up a iron block or something. Okay, so
sir, where does that energy come from? If there is no power in the inductor, then where did that energy come from for
exactly
pulling that
that
iron?
thing we are going to look
So it's
at
like
now.
there's no
So the question you asked, we will answer now.
Current is constant.
Hmm?
In case of constant voltage. In case of zero voltage, there is no power input, but some energy could be stored.
You are absolutely right. So exactly that is what we are going to look at now. Okay. So okay. So let's do the derivation. You are right. If this current is changing, then at any moment when this current is changing, this is the voltage, and this product is the power input to the inductor at that moment. Now suppose, let us assume that this current I is gradually increased from 0 to some value, say I. Okay, somehow it is increased from 0 to I in some finite time, gradually, slowly. Okay, so when the current was 0, there was no energy, no electromagnetic energy, and when this current is finite, I, then there is some energy. Now we will see how much is the energy when the current is I, and how this energy is gained as a function of time. Okay, so let us see. So this is the power at any power input at any moment in the inductor. Then if I now integrate this quantity Pt multiplied by dt starting from say time 0 to some finite time. Okay, okay, so let me say the situation was like this. At t equal to 0, I was 0, and at t equal to some capital T, I is equal to some capital I. Okay, so if I do the integration from time 0 to capital T, this will give me what? Energy, total energy intake or input for this inductor. Okay, so then let me do this integration. So this will be, let me put the value, P is L di dt multiplied by I dt integrated from 0 to t. So this is the total energy input. Okay, acha. Now I will write this as, I will do some mathematical jugglery. I will write this as half into L is a constant, so I can write outside the integration, then 2 into I into di dt into dt, integrated from 0 to t. Okay, this is just same as the previous line, and then I can write this as L by 2 integration of I square, the derivative of I square, ddt of I square. Okay, if you apply the product rule, you will get this 2 into I di dt. You can check it. Okay, so this is from time t equal to 0 to time t equal to t, and now you can do a change of variable. You can also write that this integration is from current 0 to current capital I, okay, and ddt of I square dt. So what will this come out to be? L by 2 constant, this will be I square, sorry, let me do one more step, I square evaluated at I equal to 0 and I equal to capital I. So this comes out to be half L capital I square. Okay, so this is the total amount of energy taken in by the inductor when this current is gradually increased from 0 to I capital I. Okay.
Sir, this energy depends only on initial and final current, not by the equation by which the current is the current depends.
If we consider the energy under 0 current to be 0, okay, then energy under I current will be this much. In energy, you also know that it's a, I mean, quantity that you can have different reference values. So it's a natural thing to consider that energy is 0 when there is no current.
No, sir, if we have taken the I by any equation of time with then the same from initial 0 to I equal to I, then the same energy would have been stored.
That's what we have proved, na? If current is increased from 0 to I, this is the amount of energy that will be stored in the inductor. Okay. I mean, you see, we did not assume anything about how this current is increasing, whether it is increasing at a steady rate or at a variable rate, or maybe sometimes increasing, sometimes decreasing. Nothing is assumed in this derivation. Okay. Yeah, so it's a general thing.
Sir, like you said that energy is 0 when there is no current. So will it be correct to say that if the current is increasing from 0 to I and then decreasing afterwards from I to 0? So in the very after the very final stage, the net energy would remain 0. Like the energy gained will be energy lost.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. What's next? Okay. Next, okay, I forgot to define one thing. In the previous example, let me do it here. In the previous example, where we saw the switch was closed and the current gradually increased and the voltage across the inductor also gradually decreased, there we saw that voltage across the inductor, let me write VL to indicate that this voltage is across the inductor, it was e to the power r minus R by L t, and the current through the inductor was E by R 1 minus e to the power minus R by L t. Okay, this we can also write as follows: T divided by L by R. Here also we can write this as T divided by L by R, e to the power minus T divided by L by R. You know, this constant in the denominator here as well as here, what should be the dimension or unit of this constant?
Second.
Second. Unit, dimension of time. Yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, absolutely right. Second or dimension of time, because the numerator has time, so they must cancel. Otherwise, e to the power this thing is not meaningful. Okay, so this thing is called, in this case, L by R is called time constant. And what is the significance of this value? This if suppose this value L by R is very large, then what will happen to these graphs? These graphs will become very slow. Okay, they will change very slowly if the constant R by L is L by R is very large. Okay, and in the same way, if this constant is very small, then these changes will occur very fast. This is called the time constant of this circuit. There are few more ways of defining this time constant as follows. Okay, let me continue from here. So suppose at or let me do it from here. Say at time t equal to L by R, what will be the value of IL? It will be E by R, then 1 minus e to the power what? Minus 1. Okay. Now, if you have a calculator, if you put these values in a calculator, it will come out to be E by R multiplied by 0.632, something like that. Okay. So what happens is that at t equal to L by R, or time constant, the current reaches 63.2% of its final value. What is the final value? E by R. Okay, and when will this final value be reached or obtained? At time
L by R.
At time infinity. Okay, at t equals infinity, the final value of the current will be E by R. Okay, so that takes infinite amount of time, but at t equal to time constant, we will reach 63% of the final value. Now, if I ask, let me ask you a question. How long will it take? How long will it take to reach 90% of the final value?
I think 5 time constants.
Yeah, so we can do it in this way.
10 times the time constant. 5 10.
Let us do it. Okay, so we want this current to be equal to 0.9 multiplied by E by R. This is 90% of the final value. And now this should be equal to, what is the expression of current? It is here. E by R 1 minus e to the power minus t by L by R.
2.3 time constant.
2.303 time.
Let us,
Yes.
Okay.
E
So,
time.
so this is what we should satisfy. Now from this we can write that 1 minus e to the power minus t by L by R, this quantity should be equal to 0.9. So that means e to the power t by L by R, this should be 0.1. Now you take the logarithm of both the sides, natural log. So we will have minus t by L by R. This will be ln 0.1. Okay, and if you put the values, you will get t equal to L by R ln 10. And how much is this? I don't know. You find out.
2.3.
Right? Okay. Now, there is one. One way of defining time constant is the time required for this current to reach 63% of its final value. Okay. Another way of defining this is as follows. If I plot this graph, this is e to the power minus t by L by R whole multiplied by e by R. Now, what is the initial slope of this graph? If I draw a tangent at time t equal to 0, what will be the slope? Slope
E by A.
of tangent at t equals 0 will be how much? So
E by L.
you have
E by
to
L.
do the derivative E by R, and then sorry, I missed something here.
E by L is
1
1.
minus
Yes.
that
Into
one.
1 minus.
Yes,
Or minus.
yes, absolutely right. Thank you. Okay, so now if you do the differentiation, it will become t by not t. I mean L R by L e to the power minus t by L by R, and then you put t equal to 0. It becomes how much?
E by L.
E by L.
L.
So this is
E
the
by L.
this is the initial slope. Okay. Acha. Now we know the final value. The final value is E by R. Okay. Now if I ask how long the current would have taken if it had continued to increase at the same slope as the initial slope, how long would it have taken to reach the final value?
One time.
How long will it take to reach final value if we had continued with the initial slope?
One time constant.
Absolutely
one
right.
time
So that will be that you can do it in this way: final value, which is E by R, divided by the slope,
E by L.
which is E by L, and that will come out to be L by R, correct? Or is it some? Yeah, L by R. So that is the time constant. Okay. So if the current had continued to increase at its initial slope, then it would have come here. So this point, then this point is the value of time constant. Okay. Any questions so far regarding this? Okay, great.
Sir,
Yeah.
can
Yes.
you please show the previous slide?
This graph?
No, sir. The question you recently
This question?
solved. This one. Yes, sir. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay, sir. Done.
Okay. Acha. Now let me take maybe one more problem, similar but not exactly same. Suppose I have a current source. And then a resistance, inductor, R, L, and let this be I 0. Okay. Now what we will do is this. Initially this switch will remain open, and then at some point of time we will suddenly close this switch, say at time t equal to 0. Okay. Then what will happen to the current flowing through the inductor? So that is the question. Okay. Acha. So before the switch was closed,
It will remain the same.
no, will it? Acha, let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. I mean, we will.
It will decay.
We will derive it. We will derive it. So before the switch was closed, how much was the current at time t equal to say 0 or before 0, 0 minus? How much was the current?
I not.
This was I naught. Why? Because this current source will always give the same amount of current, so that current must flow through the inductor. No other path is there. Okay, acha. But now after the switch is closed, then this current I naught can also go through this switch. In fact, this is a easier way to go through because this is a short circuit path than going through this resistance. Okay, so then the value of this current may decrease. We still don't know, we will check, but okay, this current may change. Acha. So what can we say about this current after time 0?
Sir, I had a question.
Yes, please.
Sir, since you said it is short circuit, so will the entire current flow through the shorter one?
I know the answer, but
Initially that will not be possible, I guess, because
but let us
there is
derive.
the inductor. It will resist the whole current to flow through that short circuited path, I think.
Yeah, so you're both of you are right. So so your guess is quite right, but let me prove that. Okay, but your intuition is quite right. Okay, so let us consider this loop after the switch is closed and write the KVL once again. Okay, so what can we write? Suppose I start from this point A, B, C and D. What will be the KVL equation? Starting from A to B, there is a voltage drop of R into I. Let me write as minus Ri as a voltage drop. Then from B to C, what do we have?
Minus
L di dt,
Plus LDIDT.
top side positive, bottom side negative, correct? So this is again a voltage drop. Okay, again a voltage drop.
The current is decreasing, no?
We don't know whether current is decreasing. It may be increasing. We don't know.
Okay.
We know, but we will pretend as if we don't know. Okay, so this is again a voltage drop. So that is L di dt. And then there is nothing else anywhere, so this is equal to 0. Then I can write this as di dt plus R by L equal to 0. Okay? Achha.
So R by Li.
Thanks a lot, R by Li. Now you see this, this equation is actually similar to our previous differential equation. Where is that? Here. Okay, except that right hand side was non-zero, but now the right hand side is 0. Okay, so you can solve this in a very similar manner as before. Let me solve it once again for you. Okay, so what we will do, what is the trick? Let me call this term as A. I am repeating the previous method once again. Okay, and then we will.
This one is clear, but
Pardon?
we can use variable separable method for integration.
Yes, sir. We can use many different methods, but I will repeat the previous method only so that you get a practice. Okay, so I will again multiply this with e to the power at di dt plus we have a e to the power at into I, right side is 0, then this can be written as ddt of e to the power at multiplied by I, right side is still 0. If you integrate, then this derivative will go away. We will have e to the power at multiplied by I. Right side, if you integrate, it will be 0 plus a constant of integration k. Okay? Achha. Now we have to find out the value of k. For that, we need the initial condition. Okay? So from here we can write I is equal to k e to the power at, and now what is the value of I0?
I0.
I0 is capital I0. Okay, so this is capital I0, this is equal to k e to the power 0.
E to the power minus 80.
Yeah, thanks again, thanks a lot, I missed it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so yeah.
Sir, at time t equal to 0, that switch is closed.
At time t equal to 0, switch is closed. So this implies k must be equal to I0. Now if we put the value of here, then from here we can write I is equal to capital I0 e to the power minus at. Okay, and again you can plot this graph as a function of time. It will start from I0 and gradually go to 0 with the time constant e to the power what is the time constant here?
L by R only.
L by R.
1 by
L
R.
by R.
L by R.
Absolutely right. If you put the value of A, it will be I0 e to the power minus t whole divided by, if you put the value, you will get L by R. Okay, I0 e to the power minus t by L by R. Great. Acha, in this question, we will, in this circuit, we will, let me ask, what was the energy stored in the inductor initially?
Half Li not square.
Half Li not square.
Okay, so in initial energy, initial inductor energy is equal to half Li naught square, and final.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
initially we assumed that the current was increasing in the derivation, but after derivation we got that current is decreasing.
No, we never assume that current is increasing or decreasing.
Sir, the
It may
direction is plus and minus
Yeah, so this is one place where
Sir,
people
I think
get
the
all
current, the resultant current is equal to the discharging current, means they are equivalent.
let me answer his question first. You see, we have to go back to our original not conventions, but these are facts. Okay, these are facts of nature. If current is entering from left to right, and then the voltage will be LDIdt with left side positive. If the current is decreasing, then DIdt will automatically be negative and the voltage will automatically get its polarity reversed. I never have to consider it explicitly. Okay. So yeah. So here in this question, initially I assumed I do not know whether the current is increasing or decreasing, but I know if the current is coming from top to bottom, then the top side will be positive compared to the bottom side, and the value will be LDIdt. If the current is decreasing, it will be automatically get adjusted. Acha. Now, how much is the energy in the inductor finally? Final current is zero. So final energy should be zero. So energy lost by inductor is how much?
Half Li naught square.
Half Li naught square. Very good. So where is this energy going?
So he dissipated.
Resistance.
Absolutely right. So because there is no other possibility, this must get dissipated in the resistance. Okay. So let us see whether it is really so. Okay. So how much
Even
is
the current source can consume energy, right?
Even the current source can consume we will answer that. Let us see what happens to the resistor first. How much?
Can some energy be wasted in closing the switch or something?
No. These are very ideal switch. So nothing happens across. So this is a perfect switch. No voltage drop occurs across the switch when the switch is closed. So after the switch is closed, voltage across it is zero. So there is no energy lost. Perfect switch, ideal switch. Okay, now let us see what happens across the resistor. How much is the voltage across the resistor? It is plus minus R into I. And the current is I entering from left. Okay, so I multiplied by R into I, this is power entering or leaving the resistor. This power is entering the resistor. Okay, because current is entering through the positive end, so that means power is entering the resistor. Okay, you can also think in this way. This current I is flowing from the positive to the negative end. Okay, so that means the energy in the resistance is getting consumed. Okay, so energy or power consumed in resistance is I into Ri. Okay, now let me put the value of I, that will be e to the power I is equal to e to I naught e to the power minus at, then R, again I, so this will become square and square. Okay, so this is the power. So total energy consumed consumed by resistance. How much is that? We have to integrate I square e to the power minus 2at, and then this r, which is a constant. Then you integrate this, okay, dt. 0 to infinity. Okay, 0 time.
Li square by 2.
Yeah, let us see. Okay, so this will become I naught square r is constant, and e to the power 2 minus 2at, that will become e to the power minus 2at by 2a. This is the result of integration from t equal to 0 to infinity. And now if you put the value, what will this be? I
So a
naught
minus will come out.
Minus.
Yes, sir. Minus.
a minus should be there, right? Okay, and yeah, or I can write this way. I'll make t equal to 0 here. Yeah, t equal to infinity. Okay, so then this will become by 2a. Okay, if you put the values, you will get a equal to what? A is r by l. So this will become I square by 2 into L. Same as the energy lost by the inductor. Okay, so exactly the amount of energy that is lost by the inductor, the same amount is consumed by this resistor. Okay, now one of you asked about the current source, that the current source can also contribute to the energy generation or consumption. So what is happening here about the current source? It is neither consuming any energy or
source has low power because it is short circuited.
Excellent observation, because after the switch is closed, the voltage across the current source is 0. Okay, so very excellent observation. So therefore it is neither generating or nor consuming any energy or power. Excellent.
Sir, why did here our conventional fact that if a short circuit has been occurred, then all the current will flow through it failed?
Please repeat, I couldn't follow. Please repeat.
Sir, we knew that if we short circuit, we create a short circuit in any circuit, then the current will directly flow through it. Then why didn't it happen here?
It is not always true that if you short circuit, particularly in this case, it is not true that current will immediately flow across it. Why that cannot happen? Because if this I naught immediately goes through this short circuit, then here the current should become immediately 0. Okay, then again violation of
the inductor will oppose the flux change, the sudden flux change.
Yes. So what you're so you already have answered. Let me tell in another way. The motive of this current source, or the function of this current source, is just to keep the current through it constant, and it doesn't care through where that current is going. It may go through this resistor, it may go through this switch.
And sir, why the power consumed or contributed by the current source is 0?
Yeah, that is because after the switch is closed, and we are assuming the switch to be an ideal switch, so then this voltage across this switch, which is the same as the voltage across the current source, is 0. And if voltage is 0, product of voltage and current is 0, so therefore power generated or consumed by the current source is 0, because voltage across it is 0 after switch is closed. Okay.
Sir?
Yes.
If inductor is replaced by resistor, then definitely current should go through that connecting wire after switch is closed.
If what? If
inductor is replaced with resistor.
If the inductor is okay, that's a different situation. Let us see. it's a different situation. What she is saying, if we have this circuit, one resistance, another resistance here, and here is a switch. Okay, now initially when the switch is open, this current I naught is completely going through the two resistances because there is no other path. But the moment when you close this switch, then you are right, this current will immediately go through the switch and immediately this current will become 0. You are right. If there is no inductance, then the change in current can happen instantaneously.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and then you can check that there is no violation of KCL, KVL, anything.
Sir,
Yeah.
the resistance is how can it consume energy?
Please be louder. I couldn't hear you.
The resistance specific heat also, how can it consume energy, sir?
How can it consume energy? I mean, consuming energy means it is converting. See, most often we say in very loose language that consume energy, generate energy, but to be strict, what we mean is that the resistance is converting electrical energy into heat energy. Okay, since we are studying electrical circuit, it is often understood that we are talking about electrical energy. Therefore, we loosely say that electrical energy is consumed. We just say energy is consumed. That means it's energy, electrical energy is consumed and some other form of energy is created. Okay, so
yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how much current will pass through the switch?
In this case,
when the switch is closed?
I naught, completely
in the
I naught.
inductor example.
In the inductor example. So after some time, after sufficiently some time, I naught amount of current will flow through the switch. But not initially. Initially it will be 0 and gradually
it will be according to the function I naught minus what is flowing through there.
Absolutely
it
right.
will be I naught minus IT.
Yeah, so if I call this current as IS, S for switch, then IS is equal to I naught minus IT. Absolutely right. Okay. Yeah. Achha, fine. So let me take another question. Now we will deal with some capacitors. Okay. Suppose I have again a battery, switch, resistance, capacitor. Okay. This is a battery with EMF E, this is a capacitor with capacitance C, R is the resistance, and we will again close this switch at time t equal to 0, and then we want to know what happens to this current or what happens to the voltage across this capacitor. Okay, so how will we start? Once again, as before, we will start from
KVL.
KVL. And if I again write A, B, C, D, then KVL equation tells me this. Starting from A to B, we have a voltage rise of E volt. Then from B to C, we have a voltage drop of I into R, absolutely right. And then there is again a voltage drop across the capacitor, which is VC, which may be a function of time. Let me just write VC, okay, for simplicity. Okay, I is also function of time, VC is also function of time. Only this capital E EMF is constant. Achha. Now, what is the relation between the voltage across the capacitor and current and this current, we have seen it at the beginning of today's class.
C dV by dt.
That is the current, absolutely right. So we can write here that I t will be C into dV, dVc by dt. Okay, so let me put that here and see what do we get. Okay, so we have E in place of I. Let me write E equal to IR, so R into this quantity C dV C dt, and then plus Vc. Okay, and then again let me rearrange and write this as dVc dt plus 1 over RC Vc, this is equal to E. Again you see that this differential equation is very similar to the previous two differential equations that we have solved. Okay, so then that means the same trick will also work here. If I call this quantity as A, if I call this quantity as B,
RC. Sir, E by RC. It should be E by RC, right?
Yes, here, thank you. This should be E by RC. Okay, so let me call this B. Okay, so can you tell me, comparing from the previous solution, what will be the solution in this case? Vc as a function of time. You go back to the previous solution. Let me show you.
Sir, so 1 into 1 minus e to the power minus t by RC.
Yes, sir.
So you are right. Okay. So it will be of this form. Okay, so it will be B into, first let me write this way, 1 minus e to the power minus at. Okay, and now if you put the values, B is this, E by RC. Is there any mistake here?
B by A. It is
Huh?
B by A into.
This is
B by A into.
This is B by, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, this is B by A, sorry. This is B by A, okay, yeah. So then this will become.
Only E will be there.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was expecting. So E by RC, and then in this
Yes, sir.
case A is 1 by RC. Okay, and then this will be 1 minus e to the power minus t by RC. Okay, so you see that you don't need to solve this differential equation all the time, because they are always of the same form, and if you know one solution, you can always do it much quicker. So then this becomes E of 1 by e to the power minus t by RC. This is how the voltage changes as a function of time. Okay, and then how the current is I, that is C into dV dt. Now you can do the differentiation. It will be C into E into
1 by RC.
1 by RC, and then e to the power minus t by RC, which is E
Yes, sir.
by R e to the power minus t by RC. Now can you plot the graphs, how the voltage and current will vary?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Current will decay and voltage will reach that.
absolutely right. So current will decay gradually, and voltage, so this is the current IT, and the voltage is here, that will go up. This is the VCT. What is the final value?
E.
E, absolutely right.
E.
Yeah. Acha, and what is the initial value of the current?
E by R.
E by R.
E by R.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. Acha. So, acha, let us notice one thing here. So, at steady state, what happens at steady state? Okay, steady state means what? In this case, steady state means when the circuit has obtained a steady value of all quantities, all voltage and currents, nothing is changing. Okay, and when will that happen? In this case, that will happen at t tending to infinity, right? So at steady state, the current will be how much? Zero. And the voltage will be how much?
E.
How can we tell that? That we can tell from these two equations, right?
Yes, sir.
But can we also tell that without solving this differential equation? I mean, just from this, this starting differential equation, can we tell that? So this was the equation, E equal to.
Yes, sir. dB by dt equal to 0.
Yeah, absolutely
Yes.
right.
Yes, sir.
So RC D. So this was the differential equation plus VC, correct? Yeah. Now, even without solving, we can say when this quantity, this derivative becomes 0, okay, then VC must be equal to E, right? So if this is 0 at steady state, then we can tell the final voltage VC must be equal to E, even without solving the equation. And then what will be the current? Current should be 0, because if current is not 0, then this voltage should gradually change, right? Because charge is accumulating. So if the voltage is not changing, if we have reached the steady state, then current must be 0. Okay, let us do the same thing for our previous question. For this inductor question. Okay, can you tell me how much will be this current at steady state without solving?
Di by dt equals
E by R.
E by R, absolutely right. So in this equation, yeah, very good, excellent. In this equation, if you put di dt 0, then IR will be equal to E, so I will be equal to E by R. Okay, so you need not solve this to tell the steady state value. And how much will be the value of the voltage across the inductor at steady state?
E.
No.
Zero.
Zero. Okay, because when we say
DIDT is
when we say it's a steady state, then DIDT must be 0, and if DIDT is 0, voltage is 0.
0. Yes, sir.
Okay.
But
yeah. So one thing you observe that at steady state, the voltage across the inductor is 0. That means inductor acts like a short circuit. And for this capacitor problem, here voltage,
it's like an infinite resistance.
it's like an, yeah, because the voltage across the capacitor is finite but no current is flowing. Okay, so then at steady state it's like a open circuit. Okay, so let me just note that at steady state inductor behaves like a short circuit and capacitors behave like a open circuit. Okay, so very quickly let me ask, if I have a circuit like this, R, R, L, L, E plus minus and a capacitor C1, okay, let me call L1, L2. Let me make it more complicated. C2. How much will be this current I at steady state?
2E by R. 2E by R.
2E by R. Absolutely right. This will be 2E by R. Why? Because you can treat these inductors to be shorted, capacitors open, so this circuit will just be equivalent to just two resistances in parallel. Yeah. But this is true only in the steady state, only in the steady state, not always.
Yes.
Okay, very good. This is the voltage current. Okay, so let me take one more example. Maybe that is the last example for today.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in the previous example that you showed,
this one,
if you wanted to find I as a function of time, then can we do it by the superposition principle you taught yesterday?
Yeah, that is something we will also tell you, probably not today. Today time may not permit. Okay, let us do that one only. I will not. So what you were saying, let me take a example similar to that. Yeah. Okay, so suppose I have two current sources. This is R, this is R. Current sources are I0, and this is inductor L. Here we have a switch. Okay, so I will do this in two ways. Achha. The problem is this: the switch is closed at t equal to 0 as before. And then the question is what happens after that. Say I can ask particularly this current, call it IL, how IL changes after the switch is closed. So IL as a function of time should be what? This is the question. Achha. But before going to that, let me ask a few different questions. What is the value of IL before the switch is closed?
I0.
Yes, absolutely right. Okay, so IL will be equal to I0 for t less than 0. Why? Because this current will flow, like this.
Avoiding the resistance.
Okay, so it will not go through the resistance because this current, now this current you see is finding a short circuit path through the inductor. Okay, because we said that in steady state inductors behave like short circuit, and if we assume that this circuit was already in this configuration starting from much before t equal to 0, then definitely this current I0 will find its steady state and will go completely through the inductor, because the inductor will behave like a short circuit at steady state and nothing will go through this resistance. Okay, Achha. Then
Sir, please explain once more, sir.
So we now know that at steady states, inductors behave like short circuit, and we are assuming that this circuit was made much before time t equal to 0. So that means this circuit was there for a long time before time 0. So the circuit already reached the steady state, and therefore this current will completely go through the inductor, because inductor is like a short circuit and this resistance has a finite resistance, more resistance than the inductor. So this current will completely go through the inductor, okay, at time 0. Okay, then, and nothing is going this is 0, nothing is going through this. Okay, and then at time t equal to 0, this switch is closed. Okay, now this current I naught, before this switch is closed, this current I naught, how is this flowing? This was flowing through this resistance.
In the resistor.
Okay, so this was previously flowing through this resistance. Okay, this is before switch is closed, but after the switch is closed, okay, so let me write, this is before t equal to 0 and after t equal to 0, say long after t equal to 0, for t much greater than 0, can you tell what will happen to this circuit much after time 0?
2I current will flow through the
So this current will also find its path through the inductor. This current will also find its path through the inductor, and nothing will go through any of these resistances. Okay, so that is what will happen, we know, in the steady state much after time t equal to 0.
It is very much like the previous example where we calculated the energy.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now what we are interested in is to find out the expression of ILT for t greater than 0. Okay, how that changes. Now for that we will use, we can use Thevenin's theorem or Norton's theorem. Okay.
So how did you know that current at infinite time through R will be 0?
That will also be proved in a while. But that I told from the intuition that inductors behave like short circuit at steady state, right? So if you consider this to be a short circuit, then this both the currents has a low resistance path through it, and it will go through the inductor. Okay. So sometimes we also need to apply intuitions to solve problems quicker, and sometimes we also need to verify it thoroughly through mathematics. Okay, both are equally important. Now let me draw this like this. This is true for t greater than equal to 0, right? When the switch is closed, this is the circuit. And then, you know, we are only interested in this current, IL. We do not know what is happening, we do not want to know what is happening through this resistance or this resistance. We are not interested, but, for example, okay? Then what we will do, we will consider, all this part and this part, okay, inside a box, and this inductor outside a box. So I will draw it in this way. Let me draw here. So we will have two current sources parallelly, I naught, then we have two resistances, and here we have the inductor. You see, this is the same circuit, exactly same circuit, but just drawn in a different way. And this different way of drawing will make this problem much simpler. Okay, now let me put this entire thing in a box, and only the inductor is outside the box. Okay, acha. And this is true for time t greater than 0. Okay, fine. Now this you can further simplify as follows. So we have so what we want to modify this problem to a problem similar to what we have already solved. So we will do this like this. We have 2i.
The battery.
Yeah, first you can write this way, 2i naught, and then a resistance R by 2, and outside we have the inductor. Okay, and then this is equivalent to a battery, series resistance, and outside is the inductor. How much will be this resistance? It will be
R by 2.
R by 2. And this voltage? This voltage I naught R. Okay, acha. And this is L. So what will be this solution?
Initial current will be I naught.
In this case, initial current. So let me write it. IL0 will be how much? I naught. That is what we have seen here. Okay, I will just do it in two different ways. One is a shortcut way, okay, and another is thorough derivation. Okay, so the shortcut way is like this. IL will be of this form: some constant called A plus some constant B multiplied by e to the power minus t by some tau. This is a shortcut way. Why is this so? Because I already know this. Okay, and later I will prove it. Okay, now all we have to do is to find out the values of A, B, and tau. Okay, acha. So can you suggest how to find A, B, and tau? So
Tau is L by
tau will be
Select is
2L by R.
See tau in the previous example where we had here R and L, the time constant was
L by R.
L by R.
Inductance by resistance.
Yes, 2L by R.
Okay, so in this case then tau will become L by R and 2L by R. Okay, that is one thing. Achha. Then how much will be A?
Sir, A is 2I naught, B is minus I naught.
Okay, let me tell you how to get that. So at t equal to infinity, at t tending to infinity, IL will be how much from this circuit? How much will be the steady state current? This voltage divided by this resistance. Okay, so that will be 2I naught. Okay, so IL will be 2I naught. We know that at steady state it will be that. Okay, but then this should be equal to A plus B e to the power infinity. So this will become minus infinity by tau. That will become 1. Okay. Yes, sorry, sir. That will become 0. So this term will become 0.
Yes, sir.
Right? So A then should be equal to 2 I naught, right? And
Yes.
now once you know A, then let us see at t equal to 0, IL is how much? I naught.
I not.
Right? Now let me put the value. A plus A we already know is 2 I naught, and B we still do not know. Let me write e to the power 0. Time is 0. Okay? So then this is equal to 1. Then how much will be B?
Minus I not.
Then that implies B will be equal to minus I. Pardon?
So at t equal to 0, value of IA will be I naught.
Yes. Yes, that's what we have written here. It is actually true even at t equal to 0. Because before the switch is closed, only this one current source was that driving the current through the inductor. Okay. Yeah. And and current through an inductor can never change so drastically. Okay, so this is a shortcut way. Okay, often this will be easier in exam. You always know that this final form of this kind of circuits will, final expression of the current will be like this, and then you find out these values from the initial and final values. Okay, and now the other way is, which is the longer way, which is to write the KVL equation here. Okay, which will be longer. And so if I write the KVL, what can I write? This voltage I naught R plus, no, minus voltage drop across this resistance minus R by 2 into IL, R by 2 into IL, and then L di dt minus L dIL dt. This should be equal to 0. You rearrange, you will get dIL dt, dIL dt plus IL plus IL. Am I making any mistake? There should be a 2 or something somewhere.
R by 2L it will be.
It will be R by 2L, right?
Yes.
R by 2L
into IL.
And right side is I naught R. Okay, no, I naught R divided by L.
I naught R by
Okay, acha. Now again you can define this term as A, this term as B. Okay, then your solution will be IL equal to B by A e to the power minus AT, which is I naught R by L, then divided by R 2L e to the power minus A is R by 2L T. Okay, R cancels, L cancels. So this is 2, plus constant of integration K plus 2 I naught e to the power minus R T by 2L plus K. And now you can put the value, initial condition to get the value of this K. Okay, at t equal to 0, IL is I naught, and that is equal to 2 I naught e to the power 0 plus K. Just a second, and then that implies K is equal to minus I naught, and we are done. Yes. Yes. Hello.
Sir, how do we know that at t equals 0, IL is equals to I naught.
How do we know that at t equal to 0 IL is I naught? Acha.
Initial condition.
So next day I will prove this thoroughly. Okay, but today I am telling it intuitively. So at time before the switch was closed, this current was flowing through this inductor. Okay, and only one.
Okay, sir, got it.
Yeah, okay. So next day I will prove it thoroughly. Okay, so let us stop here today.